Greetings out there, YouTube land, planet Earth. My brothers and sisters out there. I don't just talk. I've been there. And I don't even, the thing is when I want to look at my mistakes and want to do one of these things, I run into a slight problem. And, I think some of you might understand. Where do I even begin with all the mistakes and things I've done wrong? I mean, you name it, I pretty much probably did it, right? I have done so many things where I don't even know where to begin, right? Uh, I stole as a child, some change, and I didn't think anything of it, right? And it was just a bunch of silver coins when I was little. The other kids wanted me to go some money, and some money to go someplace, and I didn't know any better. Listen, this is bad kills. Well, I got a beating for it, bad, right? But some old silver coins, I didn't think anything about it, right? And and the thing is, I took them to the bank, right? I said, Kevin, and they just gave me some regular money for it, right? They took I think it was a 1935 $5 bill, right? And I said, oh, and guess what else? Now it's only worth $5, and he gave me $5 for a 1935 mint condition bill that my dad had, right? All you can say he was a little pissed off, right? To say the least, right? I wore a lot of stripes back in those days. No, but most of the times when I didn't do anything, but still, I do remember those times, right? And a lot of times, you looking at him, I was new to the area, one of our friends, it goes, right? And you want to be like the other kids who are telling you that, oh, everything in your life is horrible, and you got to do things their way, right? Oh, I listened to the wrong people. I hung with these guys that were drug addicts and junkies when I was young, and went to the parties and all that, right? And boom, next thing you know, all these guys are dead, long gone, right? Oh, almost 200 of them, right? All dead. Some guys, crashed and when they're drunk driving, but the other overdose. This wasn't a life for me. Walked away from that long ago, right? But just the people you hang with, they come by and you just kind of go with them, right? Hey, how's it going, you do something else. But they always show up and hey, and you end up running back to them because you remember them, right? And that was not a good thing, right? I wouldn't get a needle, get a near me for it. Just feel it dropping like flies. That was a long time ago, right? And wow, I fornicated. Yes, I did. I mean, I admit it. I had lots of it, right? I had girls knocking on my door. I didn't even know their name, to be honest with you. I did. I'm not bragging or nothing. Just one girl tell another, and if you want to, if you came over to my place, hey, you hungry? I cook you a meal. I wasn't that bad of a cook, right? But, hey, if you don't want me to cook, I'll order pizza. If you're not within cooking, I'll order a pizza, right? Okay, so it's a win-win for everybody the way I did it. But I didn't know it was on. I was searching the job, I was on and had nothing better to do with my time, right? I liked helping people when I could, but I'd be laying there and or something, I'd watch it too, and they'd be knocking on my door, and then I'd open the door to some lady standing there. I didn't even know. She said, I heard you cook. I said, well, come on in, right? And half the time they leave right after. Now, they'd be there for a while, but they leave after, and they think we're busy. And they didn't even want to eat anything, which really bothered me in a way, though, right? And that was the thing. Like, they came, you were only looking for something before they came. You had that moment of distraction, and that's all it was, really. It didn't matter the duration. It was longer than some people. So let's put it that way. The thing is, it's still a momentary distraction, right? Because after they were gone, I was still sitting there alone, but that's still missing. I was missing something. I didn't know what it was, right? Yeah, I won 5 women in the game of pool. Yeah, I did. I was with my buddy that I climbed mountains with. We were in Saskatoon. It was the middle of winter. We walked into a bar and we were going to order 2 beers. It was freezing, like minus 52 outside. Yeah, the wind was howling. It's that Celsius, and they get the ice built up on the sidewalks. It was cold, cold, cold. Your face, you go outside and it feel like it was frozen. If you try to smile, it would crack. Oh boy, that was an adventure, right? We go in there, figure we're gonna have a beer, and before we can even order, the waitress comes by with a tray full. She'll bring the rest in a moment. And we go, what? And she goes, all the girls over there bought you a beer, right? And there's like one other guy in the bar. He's an old guy, and now there's all these women. Apparently, the time we were there, the guys wouldn't be around during the winter. Like a lot of the people would be in jail for the winter or off working somewhere for the winter, right? So they left a population of mainly women, right? I got a job at one place, and the woman there, she's kind of, hey, my daughter really likes it. She's looking at her daughter, nodding at her daughter. They look pretty cute, actually. She goes, if she drinks vodka and oranges, give her 1 or 2 of those, she'll screw your brains out. Wink, wink. And I looked at her and I went, what? This is the mother telling me this, right? And it was just a weird time in my life where I already had what this guy go for. It wasn't filling the blank I was missing. I didn't know what I wanted. I was trying different things. Just looking around, searching for something to feel that fulfillment. And that's what I was trying to do. I didn't, yeah, I looked in all the wrong places and I admit it. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no guidance from nobody. I was looking for something that I didn't know what I was looking for. And what I was looking for all the time was Jesus, and he was right there with me. I just didn't know it, right? I had nobody to tell me, hey, you're going nowhere. It's a dead-end street, man. That's dragging. I had nobody telling me that at all, right? I go in and just play a game of pool with my friend, right? And I just fooling around. He knows I didn't try. I just let him just get a couple shots in once in a while, right? And I don't even try. He knows that I could clean table without even both hands. It didn't matter, right? You can't hook me. I play with both hands, right? It's impossible. A hook shot for a right-handed player is easy for a left. A hook shot for a left is easy for a right. It's impossible you can play with both hands to lose. Right? Just the way it is, right? Unless the guy cleans table before you, and that's it, right? And that's all in you if you make the mistake. So we were sitting there. I let him fool around a little bit, Like, he knew it. We just do it for grins and giggles. He knows me, And all of a sudden, some girl comes up and puts some money on the table, And I said, hey, we're just playing for fun, right? And she goes, well, yeah, I want to play you. Let's a little action here. Come on. We want some beer. And her and her, she had 4 friends with her, right? Extremely beautiful. I will admit that. Because I'm telling you the story, I had weaknesses too, right? Some people don't think I had things to overcome, right? But, they wanted me to tell a little bit of the painful side of something that I don't like right now. Because I didn't realize then that I was committing fornication. So there it is. 5 girls, they wanted a wager 2 cases of beer. You could buy off sales in the western parts, and I think some eastern parts of Canada. Ontario's going to get the little beer store. They don't have it anywhere else, right? But you can go to liquor stores and, grab 12 packs and that. It could vary sizes here, but it's common out there. And then if you can get a pack, you go to a bar and walk off with a 12 pack of beer up just before closing, right? And here's a lady, they want, okay, and I said, okay, and what do we get if we win, right? And because they were apparently pool sharks. I mean, they thought they were anyway, right? Oh, I just started laughing. Okay, I'll tell you what, you guys win, and all 5 of us will do both of you. We'll get a room upstairs, we'll do both of you. And if you can forget about the beer. And he just looked at me and smiled and nodded, and I said, okay. Yeah. But I said, but I break, right? And she said, okay, yeah, okay. So they sat down, and my brother just sitting there smiling, get this great big grin, hold his pool cue. I break, run table, and and I told them, oh, don't worry, I'll buy the beer anyway. And they just seen their jaws just drop to the floor, right? And that's what it was. But they kept their end of thing. I thought he just walked away, and I just laughed at my buddy. I honestly did, right? I didn't really care. But it was the weirdest thing because the one lady was really nice. She gave me a place to stay for 2 weeks. I had a 4-bedroom house and that. She brought me some moose meat. It was really nice. I had a really great time, right? But I met some nice people. And the way we met might not have been the best, right? But she could understand that I was searching, because I was talking to her, and I was searching for something. I didn't know something's missing, right? And I didn't know what it was. And she was doing the same thing. Now, see, we might not have done it the way some others, but we knew we were looking for something. We just didn't know what it was, right? And now I know it was Jesus, right? But we're all searching for something to make us feel complete, right? And without anybody guiding you and telling you, hey, I was there, and I made mistakes too, right? Don't give up hope. And that's what it was, hope. The minute you lose hope of a better tomorrow, you might as well shoot yourself, right? You might as well. Because once you lost hope, you fall into the devil's game in his hand. He's got you, right? Think of it. As long as you're alive and got a breath in your body, there's hope. You can turn it around, see? Now, yes, I guess I'd be what some people call a cheap slut. Yep, I was back then. Was. But I haven't done that in I haven't done that in a very long time, many, many years, okay? Many years, okay? But you see, I didn't even know that was fornication then, right? I didn't know anything about it, right? I had nobody teaching me. There are many people out there that read Bibles every day, right? That know what's in there. I didn't know any of it. They get their Bibles every day, supposedly reading them, right? And they're doing all manner of debauchery and abomination, right? What's their excuse, right? That's the problem. I didn't know any better. I was the cold, I guess you'd say, right? And God's got no problem. He can respect the cold, right? He respected me enough to give me time to grow a brain, right? And open his word, right? I wasn't reading the word when I was on that mountainside. Didn't even know it. I just heard it's a God guy every once in a while, but nobody really talked to him about it. And anybody that I heard talking about God, they were doing everything opposite of what he said. So I was in an altar boy. I think I told that story, right? My only one escape from everything, and I looked so forward to being there just so I could walk around, and I thought this was like doing right by God, right? My only thing I had as a child, and one day this guy puts a big stack, a huge wad of 20s down there. He says, and this is for you. And I didn't even realize, I just like, move aside. And I didn't even realize it like slipped something in the pocket of the gown. Right? I didn't even think about it, right? And I thought he meant the tray, and I said, okay, thanks, right? Because it wasn't mine anyway, right? Yeah, I mean, it was one of those wads, they say could choke a horse. Yeah, and then some, right? And so I'm walking over there, and I go to give the guy the tray, and he goes, God would want you to give that $5 you put in your pocket too. I didn't even know the man. I just, some people nudge you along, right? I didn't even think about it. I didn't even know. Then I looked down, and I saw the one guy. They're looking at they had the door open to one little room there, and it looked like the guy, the guy is counting his money, but the face was distorted and all that. And the guy that was saying that his face was, and I didn't realize it was the God showing me their hearts at the time and who they were. I didn't know. I just said, oh man, I walked away there and I never went back. So I didn't understand what God was showing me then. He was showing me their hearts, that they didn't really what they actually look like on the inside, right? And that was ugly, right? You kind of look at this guy and just, nah, like here you go. Hey, I gave to like, well, I'm out of here, man. You don't trust me, like, hey, I'm gone. I gave him this full tray full of cash. The guy put a stack of 20s. I didn't, doing the right thing. And just I was insulted. I really was insulted. But I looked at his face and said, man, part of me knew I was looking at what was inside of him. I didn't know how. As a child, I took a lot of things for granted, right? One time I'm laying there and I just got a motorcycle, okay? I'm a bit underage for it, but that's a side issue, okay? That wasn't a problem for me back then. I could do things that didn't matter that other people just didn't do, or I just did them, right? I didn't worry about it. I was about driving around town on a motorcycle, right? Motorcycle, I plated everything, right? Insured the whole 9 yards. And then one laying there, and all of a sudden, I got this really tiny room. Of course, I got the smallest one, right? What else knew? But it had a window, and all of a sudden, I just told him to get up and look out the window. And I watched one guy in a parking lot. He went down to come out the road. He could have come out another way, he didn't, but he went around, and then he was going straight, and it would be ended like a T street, you would call it, right? If he kept going, he's going to go right into the car, so he has to go either right or left, right? And this motorcycle was coming along, and he goes right into it, and he pins the driver and the lady behind it, right? Both riders between the car and his car, both lost their legs, right? And he had me watch that. He's been doing stuff like that my whole life, right? I would know. I used to be able to before my heart attack. I'd be able to tell my wife, the phone's going to ring, so and so. Boom, the phone ringing would be exactly what I told her. She wondered if there's mail in there. I said, no, this is junk mail. She asked me if there's some mail in there. I'd know. I just knew, right? And it's a weird thing. A lot changed with that heart attack for a while, right? And God knew that if I took one of those 2 job offers that I was thinking of, right, that I ended up deep in their AI research and stuff, and I would get lost in it. And the way I was good with numbers and stuff, that could not be allowed, right? And I got sidetracked a little bit, right? Because he had better plans for me than that. I'd be in that room right now, and oh no, the way they are right now, I would have got so involved in it and wrapped. I would have never left. It would have probably made me head of the department. It would have been there all the time, right? And I would have been talking the thing, teaching it. I would have been so excited. No. After what I did with my dog, I could do with that. Oh no, too dangerous, right? So she was more than a guard dog, okay? She's a lot more than that. I taught her hands and feet. People can be deceptive. I taught her how they can distract the hand to watch everything, right? We play fought at night, right? But she learned the word enough. It's little things I taught her in multiple languages. And, they want to talk of special forces, of attack dogs. Well, yeah. Cujo on steroids, yeah. I even started putting heavier chains on her. She was jumping up to get the birds. And when they're jumping up in the air with those 75, 85 pounds of chain on them and grabbing the birds out of the air, she liked it. It was her exercise. Little by little, just adding a little bit more. She just kept on doing it anyway, right? I had a bunch of fruit trees in my yard. When the rabbits would go through, because I had a rather big yard back then, I'd give them a head start. Okay, I could tell her to get ready. I'd make a little noise, give them a head start, and I'd tell her to go. And this is what to get them. I'd say, enough, we're stopped, right? And she'd stop right there. Trained to perfection. She'd walk by my right-hand side, by her head, by my knee, and some ladies would come, so automatically just sped just a little bit, they'd cut in front of me, and then came back between me and them on the left-hand side. You come behind me, you got to get the growl. It's your life if you got anything bad. You walk in the door without me opening it, it's your life, right? Unless you're the only person who's authorized, it's my dad, right? I told her so. And you can't open the fridge, you be getting the growls because I'm going to give her food, right? She saved my life when she was very little, about 6 months old. I was one arm in a sling, and big guy, black guy, about 300 pounds, kicked in the door. They saw me coming from the store, apparently a little corner store, and my arm in a sling, and I had a little grocery bag with a pop and something else in it, right? You know, get a bottle of pop, you know? And it was something for the dog anyway, I think, the other stuff. It didn't really matter. I just go close the door, and I just walked in and picked it up, you know, and else in the door, get kicked open, and give me your money, you white mother. Before he could finish the rest, the guy is screaming. She had him by the testicles. All I did is put the bag down, snap my fingers. She backed up, and the guy ran down the street screaming. She ate good. After that, every day, she was only 6 months old. Amazing dog. I got her from a breeder who was accidentally doing some breeding of her own and didn't pay attention that two purebreds mated. So she couldn't sell them to other people, so I got mine for $50. And all of the litter of mine, they were the ultimate guards. They knew ahead of time before even the mailman set foot on their sidewalk. They were right there at the door. They just knew. All of a sudden, just the head would turn. Just something about them is just amazing, right? She's with my Sheba. She's with God right now, right? But if I'm going to devote time to something, I do a good job, right? And God liked that, right? I always did a good job. If I'm going to give myself to something, I do a good job. And He didn't want me to give myself to AI. He wanted me giving myself to Him, okay? So I just started doing a lot. I was like a lot of people, living that worldly life, thinking it's all about the Benjamins, as they call it in the States, right? I got a bunch of fancy suits that, got rid of them a long time ago. But God had me buy two more, Can you imagine that two suits I got here are worth a little over $6,000, okay? I just bought them, right? The guy's clothing, though, God wanted to get him. And I go there, and this clothier in town is going out of business. He was doing it for 70 years. Oh, an excellent man, Mary. Oh, he's awesome, right? And so I got a really sweet deal on these two, and I only got it for a little over $3,000, right? Half price. Okay? They go on sale, half price. They're beautiful suits, right? But he wanted me to look good because he wanted me to do some traveling soon, right? I haven't traveled in a long time, and I was bugging him about it before he healed me. Like, sooner or later you're going to heal me, boy, and I want to freely roam the world. I want to see what's left of it before they destroy it all, right? And I said, come on, if anybody can do it, it's you. And I was bugging him a little bit, And I know he doesn't have to listen now, but I talked to him, and I told him, I did say it maybe that way, so I talk a little bit more respectfully, but I'm telling you here, right? I want to keep it as real as possible, right? I wanted to see some of the beauty left. It's been so long since I was able to travel. When the artery riding, they mess you up so bad, you can't go up to cruising altitude. You've heard of aneurysms, right? Well, imagine all of your brain having a giant aneurysm because of that the artery widener. Your brain would explode, basically, before you got up to cruising altitude with an artery widener. It's kiss of death, man. Kiss of death. And I was off that. And I couldn't even eat grapefruit with the things that would have killed me, right? So much things I couldn't eat with the stuff. I don't even remember what grapefruit tastes like anymore. Can you imagine what it's like not even eating grapefruit for over 15 years? Right? Damn. I don't know. And I used to like them, right? The little red ones, they're really nice, right? I remember my wife Janie getting me some when I got out, when I kicked me out of the hospital there, because my throat was raw from the tube. So she got me in one of the little fruit cups things, and I loved them, right? Oh, that was really good. See, I let ups and downs, right? I made mistakes, right? A lot of them. The things I learned from them. And when I finally figured out and grew a brain, as I'll call it, right? Worldly bondage is nothing, right? Had a bunch of letters after your name means nothing, right? And I started trying to help people and everything else. I got down there in the streets and talked I lost so many of my friends when I was young, right? And they're all around, so I say, hey, figure, why not, right? And I was talking to the drug addicts and the drunks, and I say, hey, why not, man? Nobody else is bothering with these people. And I didn't realize I was doing a good Samaritan, right? Because the other people are looking down and too busy to whatever, And I didn't even realize it back then, though. And I figured, hey, I'd try to make a difference, right? Some I help, some not, It's the way it goes, right? Only those that want to help can get it, right? So yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. I'll go into more in depth later, but it's like, where do I even begin on all the mistakes I made, right? And yet Jesus forgave me for them all. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter how many I made. I stopped doing them because I didn't repeat the same mistakes. I just made new ones because I didn't know what I was doing back then. Hey, it was uncharted territory for me. And you know what? I forgot to ask God what to do. I forgot to ask God for help. I forgot to say, Lord, what am I doing wrong here? Can you help me here? I forgot all that. I just figured, He wants me to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And I was the one that was in error there, figuring He just wanted me to try harder and try different ways, so I figured it out myself, right? Which I guess, He kind of did in a way, right? He expected me to figure out that, hey, you should ask me first. They would have told me to get back to laying hands like I wanted you to, instead of like, because of that false shepherd and the poser Christians, driving me away. And, there's so much, and where does one begin? But it doesn't really matter because it's all over. It's all dead history. It's all long gone. Because I'm not the same person. Right? What I did before with all of 30 odd concussions wasn't me anyway. This is the real me now. After God has healed all my concussions, squeezed the pus, as he quoted it, out of his words, out of my heart. Right? And now a severe end stage man, severe end stage, it's it, passed before the grave, and now they're walking with him. Stronger than ever. Samson's strong as nothing else. My hands are like iron, right? I can feel like I can crush a rock when you try to, I like that. That's the way it was before, and he gave it back to me. So I must be doing something right. He gave me a lot more than I asked for. Think about it and give Jesus a call. If you can help me, even though I was as messed up as I was, he can help you too, right? And if he can forgive me, he definitely can forgive you. You're making mistakes left and right. I don't even know where to begin. It don't matter. They're gone. I don't live that life anymore. That's not even me. That's the whole point. You don't get it. I really was born again in Jesus, like some of you others are out there, right? You know what I'm talking about. When you die of the self and you die in Christ, you're reborn, right? That's it. You're a new creature. Some just use the word without knowing what it means, but you feel a freedom like you've never felt before in your life. I mean, you've never felt so free, ever. I don't think many of you understand the meaning of freedom, right, till you do that, right? Some of you know it already. I know that you feel it, right? And because look at, we've got a family no man could number in Revelation 7. I mean, I know a lot of you know it, right? It is the ultimate freedom. The word does not do it justice. They need to invent a new word to express freedom, because that does not do it justice at all, right? It's like trying to express the awesomeness of God in our primitive vocabulary, which is definitely light years beyond what it needs to be to give him proper glory and honor, right? They haven't invented a language for that yet that I know of anyway, right? Give God the glory, give God the praise, and give him a chance and give him a call right now if you don't know him. If you take a severe end stage man 1 minute and give him back his health so he's just as strong as he was or stronger before when he was a young kid, hey, he can do it for you too. Nothing is impossible for my God. So give a call to Jesus and have a chat. We're waiting to hear from you. Somebody's been a very, very long time. And it calls, go straight to him. No waiting, no muss, no fuss. Right to the boss. Just you and him. Have a little chat today. Bye-bye.